I mean, any other interesting domain or new GTLDs? Anyone else is behind that or acquired something like that? Abhijit, Aman,
No, I only invest in
Shubham.
.com.
Okay, .com only. I mean,
So just one question I have. Alok, how many have you sold till date? I mean, I mean, I saw recently go.link sold something. Someone posted people.link. I mean, how many these extension you have sold already? I mean, still till date actually. So that
So I have sold in NZ, the New Zealand .nz. I sold 2 domains, and that
see
was that.
.ng is popular, right? It's a country code top level domain. So
Yes.
I mean,
So that is how
like
I'm funding
.mx, .do.
.ms, and I haven't sold any yet in that. So other extensions I haven't sold. .nz I sold 2 domains, and that is how I was able to, like, again, that's the same money I'm pumping in all this other by buying this other.
Yeah, but as Ashwin said, you need to do outbound for .ms,
I'm
.do.
doing that. I'm doing that. Like I actually got access to a lot of, like, funded startups and all, and I'm checking out, like, who could be use case for this short domain.
Yeah.
And I'm doing reaching out to them.
I know Ritesh sir owned few before, right? Ritesh sir?
Own what?
Other extensions like .algeria, .al, .albania, like this
No,
kind of.
I dropped all. A couple of.
Have you sold any?
No.
I mean,
That's
what
why
kind
I
of
dropped
domain
it.
you had? What kind of domain you had? I mean, these kind of जैसे cash वगैरह उनके पास है वैसे या something else?
No, I had couple of 2letters.al. Didn't got any inquiries, so I dropped them. Right now, I only have Arial, AERI.al. That's the hack.
Okay. Area का है क्या?
In
Right.
.is, I also got OTP.is.
Okay, OTP.
What is the spelling of Ariel, Ritesh?
AERI.al.
AERI.al. Ariel.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's a good one, huh?
That's a good one. Yeah.
Like, with drones and everything, it's just
I have,
something.
I also have drones.al. That's the only two I am having.
And tell me one thing, Ritesh. जो डोमेन आपने ड्रॉप किया है, राइट? तो कितने
Yeah.
टाइम तक होल्ड करके यू ड्रॉप
2
दोस
years.
डोमेन? 2 years. And did you try to outbound? Did you try to search somebody और जैसे 2 साल किया और छोड़ दिया?
No, I don't do onboard. I'm a very lazy person. I didn't get
तो
inquiries, so I dropped it.
okay. I mean, you didn't do outbound
Nothing.
वगैरह. Okay.
Nothing.
That means वो डोमेन भी बिक सकते थे. I mean, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I could have got few $100 if I would have tried.
मेरे ख्याल से तो I mean your horizon should be 5 or 6 years, and 1-2 साल के बाद आपने outbound भी start करना है. It's not outbound kind of thing कि हम mail भेज रहे हैं. It should be like you are approaching someone from conference, someone from these kind of webinar, networking or LinkedIn के through.
Yeah, it depends on the extension. .al is not that popular.
कौन सा dot?
AL.
See, .al is not popular. See, .sc is also not popular. There is a tool called who is .sc.
No, SC is
ऐसा
popular.
नहीं है. नहीं, I mean इंडिया में जैसे कि ग्लोबली इतना लोग नहीं जानते ना. तो see, हमने जो पॉपुलर साइट सुनी है वो whois ही सुनी है .sc. राइट, इस टर्म में मैं बात कर रहा हूँ.
Maybe, but my theory is if you don't get an inquiry for 2 years, better.
So Ritesh,
Ritesh,
if you don't get any inquiries for that domain before dropping, can you send me those lists?
Only other extension, not .com, .org, and .net. Suppose I will send you the list. .co as well.
I have seen asking this question from many guys. I mean, Ashwin.
Okay. No, because I'm willing to bet on what Ritesh has thought on, before. If he thinks it was a good investment for 2 years also, I think I can wait for 3 years on his names.
Not okay, I will pass on the list.
Okay.
So
some of the extension I think you guys should check out. Like, for example, I got prototype.is. Now
prototype.is.
Yes, prototype is, and then gig.is, gig.is.
इसमें अच्छे अच्छे नाम निकाल लिया लोग जी ने.
And they are dropping, like, like every time, like, but yeah, again, it's a kind of a risk, like, you never know, like, for how much time you have to hold them.
Obviously, and you have to approach also in a different
Approach also
manner. In a
in a
different
different manner.
manner. मेल भेज
Yes.
के नहीं चलेगा काम.
नहीं चलेगा. Generally what I do is I like, keep track of the startups, and then see how active they are in their social media game. And like, one fine day when I see that, the domain matches to what they are doing, like, they post something on their social media, then I do comment on their things.
I mean, कोई और है ग्रुप में, like, who wants to discuss about their domain, there any interesting buy या I mean sale, purchase, कुछ भी apart from Ashwin.
I want to know one thing, sir. See, I have been seeing, many of our fellow domainers, selling .org for a very good price.
Right.
So, may know how do you guys sell that .org domain? Because since it's not, that popular, as in .com is the most preferred one, right? If somebody has a .com or a .net, then how can I pitch .org to them? If you can.
So .org is better than .net. .org is next to .com.
See,
because depends on the industry. Entirely depends on the industry.
I have one example.
.net is dying now. .org is picking. .net is dying slowly.
Ashwin, do you want to say something?
.org.
I think Ashwin sir recently bought few two-letter.net, right?
Two-letter.org.
Yeah.
See,
I also have two-letter.
I will give you one example why you should buy .org and why .org still has some potential, right? अभी मैं डोमेन बोलूंगा, अभी कोई भी डोमेन वो बुक कर सकता है, राइट? मैंने अपने बुक करने के लिए रखा था, बट एनीबॉडी कैन बुक, राइट? सी, मतलब एक डोमेन है, आई मीन bluebasket.org. Blue basket मतलब नीला, bluebasket.org. Try to check कितने एक्सटेंशन में बुक्ड है ये. That thing will tell you why you should acquire this .org right away.
Sir, I would like to say one thing. जैसे आपने बोला कि काफी सारे एक्सटेंशन में ये ऑलरेडी बुक्ड है, लाइक .db we can
सिर्फ डोमेन, सिर्फ बुक होने से नहीं होता. डोमेन क्या कीवर्ड है, क्वालिटी क्या है, और ब्लू बास्केट में क्यों कह रहा हूं, जेनेरिक है, राइट? और ब्लू बास्केट नाम से साइट चल रही है, देखो .com, बहुत सारी साइट्स हैं.
You need to see how many potential end users are there.
Exactly. And you need to see कि can it be developed? Yes. भाई ब्लू बास्केट नाम से कुछ भी स्टार्ट हो सकता है.
If it was green basket now, it would be a buy.
Green नहीं, see, basket में you cannot find yellow, white, brown, black. You cannot find, man. .org भी नहीं मिलेगा. Color basket.org कहीं और देख लो. ब्लू है अभी, इसलिए अच्छा डोमेन है.
दिल्ली में अगर फ्लैट नहीं मिल रहा है तो आगरा जाके फ्लैट लेना चाहिए.
बिल्कुल, अगर आपको अच्छा इन्वेस्ट करना है तो डिपेंड करता है.
The question is this कि आप रहने कहाँ वाले हो, राइट? अगर आप प्रीतमपुरा में रहना चाहते हो तो आप वहीं इन्वेस्ट करोगे.
भाई डोमेन ऐसी ग्लोबल चीज है कि मैं कहीं भी रहूं, कहीं भी साइट चला हूं. और .org की क्या खास बात है, .com वाला भी बाय कर सकता है आपसे. यस, जेनेरिक नेम है ना, एक बार साइट बना के बैठ जाओ आप इस पे. हाँ, अगर कोई ट्रेडमार्क है, डोंट टच. कोई ऑब्वियस ट्रेडमार्क है, डोंट टच, राइट? 2 वर्ड्स का कंबाइंड मार्क है, डोंट टच. बट ब्लू बास्केट इज सो जेनेरिक, you can touch this.
Someone, Pulkit Yadav, said that white basket is .org is available.
ले लो. But see, whitebasket.com में क्या है?
We can say, Pulkit, you can also speak out this. I think we have organized this for this. I don't think so. We should use the chat box today.
Can you search white basket में है क्या? .com में.
I'm seeing a lender page there. So
लैंडर पेज है ना,
yeah.
तो ब्लू बास्केट में बहुत कुछ है.
I somehow don't kind of buy it, like agree to it. Jay,
Yes.
sorry, but
Can you check bluebasket.in में क्या है? हाँ अश्विन,
bluebasket.in में क्या है?
हाँ
Checking.
So there
वो
was
डैश
a
पर है.
so there was a startup in Pune which started delivering a milk early in the
So
morning.
only end user. Sorry, कोई बोल रहा था?
Yeah, so
हाँ.
you can. So I was
The
saying there
on-
was.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Pulkit,
so
go ahead.
So I was saying there was a startup in Pune which was later acquired by Big Basket. So it was delivering milk and eggs early in the morning. So White Basket can be good for such a startup which is into milk and egg or something.
बट सी डॉट और की प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि इसमें डॉट कॉम अगर पहले से या कुछ है तो दैट कैन नॉट यू नो रिप्लेस दैट डॉट कॉम थिंग. यू नो आई मीन टू से कि वाइट बास्केट, आई मीन किसी और चीज में अगर आपको कुछ करना है अपार्ट फ्रॉम मिल्क, देन इट कैन बी अ गुड नेम and it can be acquired by a dot com player in future.
No, if you are investing in .org, you need to do a thorough research, like
Exactly.
how many extensions are there, potential
And
users,
So
how many
as
search
of
results are there.
as of what I see with Blue Basket, Jay, right now I do not see a single potential. I only see one potential end user for Blue Basket, and that is bluebasketorganics.com.
that too, they are
And,
too.
and that guy also is not a huge site. It's a very small mom and pop shop, which I don't even think would want to pay more than $100-200 for it if we get
भाई
lucky.
बिगिनर के लिए ये $100-200 उत्सव सूरी. For how much you sold those domain? $100, 100,
The last
200,
domain I sold was
150.
for $100.
हाँ सही है.
But those are .coms, na?
.com, but that was a hand registered, so I don't mind selling it for $100. Like
Ah.
I just paid $10 for it.
Look, I think Ashwin sir sold codeclub.org for 20,000. I think that was also Code Club.
Code Club, yes. I
Yes.
did sold it.
For
It
I
was,
think
it was a
and
5-figure.
yes,
need to see
20,000.
exactly.
20,000, I think.
Okay.
See, as I told you guys last time कि org में I am planning to launch an e-commerce, right? और मैंने ये भी बताया था कि why I want to launch an e-commerce on .org site instead of .com, right? क्योंकि वो .com है नहीं, बहुत महंगा है, और .com में कुछ है नहीं. There is nothing on .com, right? और वो हिंदी का वर्ड है .org. So सोचो like कितना रिस्क है, बट फिर भी I mean I have done some research, some I mean played with some ads, so I'm sure कि वो चलेगा. वो चलकर उसका केस स्टडी I will show you. भाई I want कि आने वाले 4-5 years में लोग .org पे साइट चलाना स्टार्ट करें. org means organization. और डजंट मीन नो प्रॉफिट. अभी तो बना दिया है ये नो प्रॉफिट एनजीओ के लिए. एनजीओ के लिए .ngo है भाई, बाय .ngo, नॉट .org.
Okay, if I were to tell you what .org domains you should be buying that can sell or you can flip it quickly, I see socialsmoke.org available.
वाओ, सोशल स्मोक.
Socialsmoke.org.
ठीक है, अच्छा है.
So that is one. Other
आई
could
मीन
be
नो प्रॉफिट का सेंस आ गया.
Other could be healthia.org. Health IA.
हेल्थ
Health IA.
IA.
Healthia.
हेल्थ AI. हेल्थ AI है क्या? है हेल्थ AI.
नहीं. Then we have redteadetox.org.
See, healthy is kind of brandable. तो brandable में I'm not comfortable with .org. .org single word या 2 word maximum.
Why
Just like you sold code.
What do you think of msocial.org?
M
The
social.
number M, the letter M with social, msocial.org.
Okay. I
So,
mean,
okay.
किसी और के पास है .org? Any interesting .org if somebody is having?
Jay,
Sir, I
I
have
purchased one cvcv dot
consultonline.org and calculatetax.org.
Calculate tax and
Calculatetax.org and consultonline.org.
हाँ, consultonline.org is a good name. ये
But
तो
it's not
अश्विन ने
selling.
भी कहा हुआ है.
Not selling. It's
अरे
not selling.
भाई नाम तो 2 महीने में मत बेचने, आप वो करो ना. I mean, you should have good like
Patience.
horizon and patience like
Right.
investors have. Investor
Right.
हो आप, you know.
Right.
मतलब don't play trader, you are investor.
Right.
ये ट्रेडर थोड़ी हो कि आज खारी बावली से मसाला उठाया और कल बेच दिया. Sit
How
on
is
your domain, कुछ
fresh
बिकेगा, कुछ नहीं बिकेगा.
how
Nee,
is
but the thing is,
freshmart.org?
Fresh.
Freshmart.
What is your comment, Ashwin? Fresh Mart.
it's a good
Fresh
domain.
Mart.
Freshmart.org.
Yeah.
Or okay.
It's see, Fresh Mart keyword is very good, very good. But now all we have to see is in the ORG. I see a lot
Yes.
of people have registered .freshmart keyword in a lot of sites, so they might want to buy and redirect it for some like for some $100, $200, $500 domains. Like.
So, so should we go forward to acquire that domain if it is available?
But as a rule, always buy ORGs in some niche which are very popular. Like I'll tell you, the kind of niche that I would like you to consider would be uh, yoga. Yoga in ORG looks very good.
Yeah.
Social, health, then I'm just checking more, whatever can.
I think
Even BTC and crypto in
Sir, sir,
ORGs sell.
can I speak?
Yeah, please.
Abhishek here, sir. I have few .org. One is yogatrainer.org.
Yogatrainer.org. I mean,
Second is
good one.
domainguard.org.
What? Guard?
Domain guard.
Domain guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Third is quantumsecurity.org.
Mm-hmm.
And fourth is toxin.org.
Toxin.org.
Yeah.
Spelling? What is the spelling for toxin?
Toxin.
Proper spelling toxin.org.
Yeah,
I mean,
proper spelling.
अच्छा नाम है ये. Like.
Yes. I like yoga trainer and toxin very much.
हाँ. Toxin is, I mean, toxic.
Yeah.
मतलब ये जहर नहीं, अमृत है.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So I have only two .org, that is cryptoadvisor.org
भाई
and
कौन बोल रहा है? अच्छा,
cryptoadvisor.
अमन.
Yes, sir.
हाँ.
So I have
बोलने
only
से पहले
two.
you can tell your name ताकि पता
Sorry.
चले, वहां पर आके हम गाड़ लें.
So I have cryptoadvisor and cryptoadvisors.org.
Good.
That's it.
Right. Any other .org? Any
So,
other
sir,
proud
I want
.org owner?
Sir,
I want to ask one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you already know, I have consultonline.org and you said it's a good name. So how much should I expect from that?
कहाँ से आई आवाज?
Utsav.
हाँ, Utsav. See,
How much should I expect from
Utsav,
consult?
if you hand register this domain na 200, 300 you can sell it.
Okay.
ये ऐसा भी डोमेन नहीं है कि आप बिल्कुल लॉन्ग टाइम होराइजन बनाकर बैठो और बेचो. सी, मेरे पास व्हाट आई कैरी एज एन ऑर्ग, मेरे पास है लाइक शुभ.org. शुभ SHUBH शुभ. Again Hindi word. I have shared AIDS online.org है या क्या है, I don't know. I have Kranti.org. Kranti. And I mean, I can open my list and tell you guys like मेरे पास क्या क्या .org है.
Is
So
.org good in automobile industry? Like if we take names in automobile, so is it good?
See, that depends. That depends. You cannot choose any niche just for .org. See, first and foremost rule is it should have some sense of no profit organization, राइट जैसे हेल्थ केयर है, मदर केयर है, स्मोकिंग रिलेटेड कुछ है, कुछ ऐसा होना चाहिए कि उसमें कोई कैंपेन कोई भी एनजीओ स्टार्ट कर सकती हो. इट कैन बी रिलेटेड टू एजुकेशन ऑल्सो, food also, right? But not AI, not high tech.
Okay.
and to answer, I don't think automobile also would fit in .org,
Okay.
right?
Ashwin and Jay, I'm Pulkit here.
Yeah, hi Pulkit.
So I wanted to ask, do we have market for cvcv.org like zoma.org or
नहीं
zehe.org?
उसका तो आई कांट से, बट इफ यू हैव काका पापा टाटा देन ऑब्वियसली है. दोस आर काइंड ऑफ लिक्विड एक्चुअली, सीवी. अभी तो Ashwin will buy those names from you right away if
Sir,
you have
I'm
CVCV
only buying
properly.
.coms. I'm only buying .coms and CVCVs.
हाँ.
I don't really buy anything in ORGs,
अच्छा
CVC.
अच्छा अच्छा, अगर papa dot org होगा, will you buy papa dot org?
Yes. It's a
Yes,
no-brainer. It's a
then
very good one.
हाँ. मैं
But I'll not
CVCV
buy.
with A. You will not buy Tata, I know.
Sir, I have a question, Utsav.
Yeah.
Sir, for example, if I want to invest, you can say around $500 to $1,000 in a domain. So what should I look into that domain, and what should be my strategy before buying that?
Ashwin,
That's a good one. I think you should first make a list of, like, so sit down, take a pen and a paper, and just tell yourself, if $500 or $1,000 is not a problem, I can even spend $1 million to buy a domain. What
Right.
domain I would want to buy? Okay, in ORGs. Now make a list of name. You can write shub.org, you can write love.org, you can write whatever name that comes to your mind easily, right? Shri.org, or whatever thing you can relate to first.
Right.
Then you can go to namebio.com and select extension as .org and see the past sales that have happened above $1,000. See, if you are buying a domain for $1,000, I'm sure you're not very keen in selling for domains for $100 or $200, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
so there's a filter. Select above 1,000 or above 10,000, and see all the sales that has happened in 2020 that were above 5,000, above 3,000, and try to make a pattern like what industry is the most common sales are in. Then are there any CVCV, or are there any kind of clear pattern that you can notice? And then think like an end user. If you were such and such end user, would you want to buy that thing that guy has paid $20,000 for? You see, so what you are doing is called reverse engineering. You are trying to look from the end user's point of view and seeing how you can relate or what you can do about it. Second
Yeah.
thing you can do is you can go to a site like Crunchbase Pro, or LinkedIn.com, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, or whatever, and see what are the recent funded companies in the non-profit space.
Okay.
Or write down 10 good space that you have already shortlisted from your name bios list, like the talks industry, uh, just like how Jay was saying, social industry or healthcare industry or organic industry, and try to just write down all those industries and see if there are any non-profit funded startups that emerged in that industries.
Okay.
And now think, how can you help these guys get the domain? Maybe you can reach out to the owners of this domain and see how you can help them. What you are doing is you are reaching out to the owner of that org domain which is not in use. You are negotiating a price, and you are somehow helping that startup company get the domain, right?
Right.
because that startup company might not know how to reach out to that current user, and you are
Right.
adding your added value service fee for doing that, obviously,
Right.
right? So that could be anything, 6 figures, 5 figures, that it entirely depends on the company or whatever. But more or less, this is a very successful way to make a 6 figure or a high 5 figure sale in a .org space if you follow these steps I just told you.
Right. Thank you.
And
What about .NET? Which .NET domains should we buy?
I like
Yeah.
what kind of .NET names I have? Is that what you're saying?
No, while buying .NET, what parameters you look while buying?
Okay, to
Well, I
answer
remember
that,
Hitesh sir once told. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll tell you that last month I bought a domain. I'm just checking. Yeah, I bought a one word .NET domain for $3,700. This I bought this on 25th October. Okay, so
You
about
bought
a month.
in 3,700.
Dollars. I paid
Okay.
$3,700, and I was I was fighting at that GoDaddy auction to win that domain, and I paid $3,700 for it. And this is less than 1 month ago. Okay,
Okay.
so I think I'll share that name with you so that you can get an idea of what kind of name I would want to value more in .NETs. Uh, Also, I also have two-letter .NET like st.net.
see, in .NET space, I have only one uh, two .NET. That's all I have. I have more .orgs than .NET. The .NET I have is, I mean, there are two ish.net, वो मैंने 2002 से या 2001 से होल्ड किया हुआ ish.net. I
कौन
just
सा?
wanted to build
Which?
ishk.net. I
Ish.
just
Spell it.
wanted to build some
Ish.
site.
ISHQ.
Ish.net. Hi Soren, how are you?
I don't understand.
Hey
Can you spell it?
Jay,
Hey,
I just
sorry.
saw this on Facebook and I just thought I quickly come in and say hi at least. Nice to see you all.
Yeah,
Hi.
yeah. We
Hi,
were just
sir.
discussing about domain names. I mean, just general discussion about those names.
Hey,
Cool.
Soren, how are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Good, doing fine. Thank
So,
you. Thank you to
How's
see you
the
all.
studies going?
Soren, we were discussing in these days. .org is also making some mark.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ashwin has also acquired some good two-letter .org, ps.org
Okay. Mm-hmm.
in good amount, and QS also.
RS.
QS.
Okay.
Ashwin.
QS. Quick
So
smoking.
we were
Quick
just
smoking. QS.
QS and ps.org. So see, we were thinking as a domainer, I mean, should we look out at .org also, right? Because
Yeah.
when you think of .com, there is no good number of .coms available in this arena. As a brand, as a startup, if I'm not doing any social venturism, can I go for .org?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. So
I
what
totally
is your
understand
thought?
what you mean. I think, I will talk to Timo, but we will definitely do something about it because I think we had it 3 or 4 years ago at the NamesCon India event when VeriSign was specifically talking about aftermarket of .NET. I think it
Okay.
was 3 years ago. I think it's a good time to do because now we have .org, .net, and then the newcomer like .io maybe, when we concentrate on like 3 or 4 of these good TLDs, IO, net, org, and they discuss 2-letter and 3-letter domains and those. It's a
Right,
good
right.
idea.
Right. So I see .org is growing these days, and
Yes.
see,
I will-
my idea is .com is company, right? And .org is not no profit companies, not NGOs. .org for organizations. It should be used by organization anywhere in the world. For no profit organization, NGO is already there.
No, Jay, I would
.ngo.
like to add. if you go and check the recent name bio sales, you will see more of .org sales than .net. So .org is definitely picking up as compared to .net.
Yes, yes. See, because if I'm an organization, I would love to have .org rather than .net, right? Because .net is give me a feeling of networking, feeling of net companies.
Yeah, .net was popular 2 years back, but not. I mean, it's slowly dying actually.
Yeah.
As an
Any other
investor,
thoughts about .org or .net?
I
Yeah.
won't be buying a .net until it's a one word or three-letter .net or two-letter .net.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Hitesh sir once told that if a .com is on sale for a higher price and .net is available, then you can go for .net because the buyer might pay you for lesser amount for .net because he might not be able to purchase that .com for a higher amount. That could also
And
be another thing considering while buying a .net.
right. See,
But it should be a good domain.
yeah. See, if a startup, if a generic word startup is doing some I mean good stuffs, right? When they venture into CSR thing, I mean social cause and all, they
Corporate
also buy
responsibility.
.org for their stuff, but don't go behind trademark .org.
Right.
Any other thoughts
I
on
had
.org?
Ritesh, somehow I don't like. I don't know why do you think the market is going down for .nets?
You
If
check
you go to
the
name bio and see the past
yeah.
sales of .net, it's on the
Mhm.
rise. Like
I can. I
uh,
mean, I can see more of .org sales
okay,
as compared
even if
to
you
.net.
select .net and see the recent sales that have happened in .net, there's so many in 2020. In the last 1 month only, there's so many in the
That was
range of.
I'm checking actually. Yeah, but I can see more of .org sales than .net. Yeah, .net is there, but
Okay.
.org is more than that.
Yes. So,
Um,
I
One
had
second, I
only
would
one .net
set the
for pass.
filter and see last 1 month. Last month.
I guess the efforts in the .net is more as compared to .org while selling or while doing outbound.
Entirely depends on the quality of the
Already
.net or
opening.
.org domain.
No,
See, I can see.
considering the same name in .net
If
and
you
.org.
uh-huh.
Yeah,
if
Ashwin,
you if
select the
you ask
filter in
me
name.
if you ask me personally, like, okay, let's not talk about what name bio shows, what the market shows, or what the industry shows. Uh, let's. I have seen sales happening. I have sold one two letter .net for $100,000. Co.net.
So
Okay.
that's a ultra premium
Okay.
name.
I
It's a
have I have sold one 6 letter .net for $80,000. Six
80,000.
letter 6 letter .net. Payment was taken in cryptocurrency. The
Wow.
domain was related to crypto.
Okay.
Third biggest sale I sold synergy.net. It's a one word synergy.net. I sold that for 15,000 net to me. That means $20,000 on Sedo.
Right.
Via
For how
outbound
much
or
did you buy
inbound?
them?
No, inbound
What was the
inquiry.
range
All
for?
of these inquiries that I told were inbound, none of them were outbound.
Yeah, that's
And
my point, Ashwin. If you have a one word .net, two-letter .net, definitely you are in the game. But going
Acha,
for random
I'll tell
word,
you one more thing, Ritesh. Last year in 2019, I hand registered, not hand registered. I bought a domain from Closeout, and it was a two-word domain, smartdns.net. I outreached
Mhm.
and I reached out to this guy and I sold it for $8,500 net to me. That means 9,000 maybe.
It was
Smart DNS,
smartdns.net.
smartdns.net.
Yeah, makes sense with .net
No,
network.
Ashwin, my point is that .net is not dead, but .org is on the rise.
You know what I think that in the next couple of months now with Affilia's acquisition through Donuts, we will see more money that Donuts spends in marketing to promote .io as well as .org. Because like, I mean, Affilias runs the backend of .org, and the backing company of Donuts tried to buy .org, you know, which didn't happen, as everyone knows. But now they control the backend at least. So I think, you know, they will run some kind of marketing campaigns to explain the aftermarket value of .org and .io against VeriSign with .net in the future. That's like my personal opinion, you know, what will happen in the next 12 months, you know, that the value goes more towards those two TLDs unless VeriSign does something to start promoting the value of .net in the aftermarket again.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, so I'm on the right path buying .org, sir.
Yes. I mean, look how much money came into the IO market, like how many domain investors like bought big bulks, you know, like I know some of our domain friends bought like thousands of IO domains lately. Over the last 2 months, 3 months, you know, this needs to get promoted with an end customer value, you know, this is coming, you know, this is why I don't see .net so much anymore in the future, to be honest, unless GoDaddy changes. Not GoDaddy, unless VeriSign puts more
money into it.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I have also bought couple of good .io in the last quarter actually. Just by thinking like this digital business will rise. So I have also couple of good .co, even .co and .io as well.
Sir,
I mean, if you compare to .net, right? .com was already there. Now .net has a good competition with .co as well. And for deep tech companies, .io is surely win-win, right? What if .org will take place as an organization? Then .net will suffer definitely.
Makes sense. So, I mean, with .co, I mean, that's the other one which I put like into the game against .net for sure. I mean, there's still some really good stuff to hand register, and I mean, you saw with like Mike Mann or some others, you know, who understand how to put the value high for some very generic codomains. Yes. True.
Jay sir, can you name some of your .io domains other than ledger.io?
Ledger.io, compensation.io. There's help desk, knowledge base.
Okay.
And
I have only
apart from that, I think one of my friend has spinal.io, spinal.io recently bought.
Cloudscanner.io.
Huh?
Cloud Planner.
Cloud Scanner. I have cloudscanner.io and
antispyware.io.
Antispyware.io.
I don't even remember what domains he has.
No, he has anti-spyware, and Abhijit is the spy here.
So, I mean, these days, if you can invest, I mean, .ios are also good bet, but dive into that market very carefully. It's not a beginner's game, right? पहले थोड़ा learn करो, सीखो, अच्छे .com होए, तभी you can dive into these space .org and .io as well.
I have only one .io, rummy.io.
Rummy.io.
Where it is? Who said?
Abhishek.
Rummy.io.
That's a nice one.
I mean, nice one to build any service or any product around that rummy game.
Right.
Rummy.io.
I have rummysites.com.
Okay. Any other casino domains in .io space, .com या .org? I have pokerbaba.com.
Hello, Aman here. So I have casinocampaign.com.
Casino campaign?
Yeah, casinocampaign.com.
Casinocampaign.com.
Yeah.
Okay. Ritesh, you're on mute, I guess, if you are speaking.
Ritesh is not visible. Acha, yeah.
He is
Yeah,
visible.
I'm here.
Yeah.
No, I was just casinocampaign.com, just looking at the net. What exactly it means.
Okay.
Okay, so the .NET domain that I was talking about that I bought recently, that one word .NET is acuity.net.
Yeah. Okay. Hi,
What is this
Deepak
again?
ji. Deepak Dada is also here.
Hello, Didi sir.
Can we see you? Any other casino, niche or .org or .io niche, any interesting thing if you have?
Sir, I have monopolyLiveCasino.com. Monopoly Live Casino. It's a game basically in
Okay.
popular in Europe.
Okay, it's a game.
Right.
Monopoly.
MonopolyLiveCasino.com.
Right. 3-word name.
I have US betting IO.
usbetting.io.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually about to acquire that domain name in org, pirated.org, but I lost it in GD closeouts.
Pirated.org was good.
Yeah, but I went to the payment options, but my payment got failed.
You lost for how much?
It was in GoDaddy closeout.
For how much? Okay.
It was
Close out.
$11.
ठीक है.
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
nice.
yesterday
Sorry?
pirated with
Yeah,
DED.
pirated. Yeah, ed.org.
Pirated with proper spelling. Pirated.org.
Yeah, proper spelling. Everything is like same spelling and with org.
Okay, yesterday I
$11 में
sold
तो
a
I mean.
.org. Yesterday I sold a .org. Am I visible? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Yesterday I sold a .org. It's edconnect.org. ED.
Yeah. Pirated.org you are talking about?
No.
अरे भाई सुन तो ले वो क्या बोल रहा है.
हाँ मुझे आवाज कट के आ रही है.
दीपक सर आ गए. आप दिख नहीं रहे हो दीपक जी.
मैं चारों तरफ हूँ, देख के क्या करोगे.
मन के अंदर झांको, नजर आएंगे.
क्या बेचा अश्विन?
Yeah, so I sold edconnect, edconnect.org for $2,200.
Very nice.
Net to me, so $2,500. Yeah.
मैंने शायद थोड़े टाइम पहले बायो कनेक्ट बेचा था, bioconnect.org. आई थिंक 4,000 या $4,500 में.
अच्छा. Good. Dada, we were discussing the future of .org if we compare, it with .net or so. अभी हम देख रहे हैं कि .org का कुछ sales अच्छा आ रहा है, even in name bios, and we were also selling good names in .org. So what do you think about, acquiring some good .org? Hello.
I think he's still taking care of his mustache.
Maybe.
Jay, are you talking to me?
Yes.
Tell me. Sorry. I'm actually outside. That's why. I have a bit of disturbance.
outside for party or something else?
No, no. I came to my parents' house. Now I'm going back.
Okay, 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 okay. So we were discussing about the future of .org. I mean, we see it is rising everywhere. If you talk about name bio sales, yeah, if we talk about our personal sales, we can see .org is rising.
.org has always been very valuable. Depends upon the keyword which is before the extension. So if you see if it is a good quality one word .org, it can even sell for 5 figures easy. You might have known that Nat Cohen just sold a few days back rocket.net, which is
Yeah.
already into a site. I think he sold a .org also. I'm forgetting. So if the keyword is strong enough, then they can easily sell for 5 figures.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I regularly sell a lot of .orgs which I pick for 15, 20, $25 for anything from 2,500 to $5,000. So the
Yeah.
upside is always there provided the keyword is very strong.
So when you say keyword, what type of keywords? If you can give an example.
So it could be like, I'll give you a very relevant example. I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks back, I had shared it. I sold detoxcenter.org.
Okay.
So I sold that I think for 4,000. So that, and I had picked it up for what I think 70 or $74 or something like that, and sold it for 4,000. So those kind of either high CPC or high global searches, those kind of domains sell really well.
Okay.
I have a question, Deepak.
Yes, sorry.
Last week I hand registered hydrosonic.org, which is the generic word for electric toothbrush.
Right.
What do you think is it worth, if something?
So that keyword is spelled in Dutch.
No, English. Hydrosonic.
Hydrosonic. Okay. Hydrosonic is I think a very good keyword to pick up in .org, and I would say this can easily sell for 2,500 to 3,500. Probably the wait time would be around anything from 6 months to a year, year and a half, but it'll sell.
Okay, thank you.
So don't the problem with .orgs is that although their gestation period is more, but invariably they sell for good money, because there are a lot of people who don't end up with the .com, and in that case, rather than for the .net, they settle for the .org extension.
Right.
Ashwin sells a lot of .orgs, but he just likes to keep quiet.
Nothing like that. I'm happy to share. I just sold one sale that I made yesterday that I sold edconnect.org.
I heard you just sold a 4L.com also for a big chunk of money on installment.
Yes, I sold a domain for $40,000.
Yes.
Which one?
The information is already out there.
Okay, that's nice. Like, so there's nothing I can. The only reason I was not very open about it, it was an installment plan, and I only received the first installment back then, right? So right now I have received two installments. So unless and until I receive, a serious number of installments, I cannot tell if it's a serious sale or not. It can happen that the seller might change his mind, the buyer might change his mind.
Nice. How many are the installments in total?
12 months.
Oh, then it's fine. I am sure you've already got your acquisition price.
Yes, yes, yes.
The smile tells it all.
No. I did very good negotiation this time, I even got down to $36,000, but eventually sold it for 40,000.
Nice.
My first price was 40,000 and the selling price was also 40,000.
Excellent.
And was like, it took 2 months or so, but I was okay. I mean, I was just trying one negotiation skill and it worked very well.
Very nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So in
Sir,
in case you guys are still around, I'll connect back in 15 minutes. I can share the story for the sale for huku.com.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I'll be back in 15 minutes and then we can talk more.
Sure,
Thanks.
sure, sure, sure.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye.
So he recently sold huku.com, huku.com, huku.com. CV.
Yeah, that's a CVCV
so
and sold for 27,000.
Yeah, 27,500.
27,000.
Uh,
Nice, huh? And that was a reseller one, right?
Yeah, reseller
yes,
price.
he,
Yeah.
he used good water. And
Any
it was
other
everything within an hour.
interesting stories from other guys? Rohit, Pulkit, Karuna, Kulminder, Bhavik, Sumit, Ankur,
I purchased a domain a day back, and I sold it within a day for
within a day.
for $1,600. So
Okay.
it was an expired domain, and it was basically for SEO purpose. So that
Okay.
company first registered company name .co. Then they dropped it. Then they registered company name inc.com. Then they dropped it again. Then they
Okay.
registered company name llc.com. So they dropped
Okay.
two domains in last 3 years and registered a
Okay.
new one. So I don't know what are they doing, but they are dropping their
And
names.
you sold .com to them?
Yeah, I sold company name inc.com.
Okay, company name. Company name was generic or I mean something else.
So it was kind of a brandable name.
Okay, it was kind of brandable name.
Yeah.
sir, I have another question. So since
Very
I
good.
am a newbie, right? Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I go ahead?
Yes.
Yeah. So currently, I am only into hand registering and closeouts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I see on web archive that if some company was using the same domain which has been dropped or is in closeout, it
Mm-hmm.
might be they dropped it or they forgot to renew. So is it a good idea to approach them first, or I should look for another buyers or potential clients?
Ashwin?
I'm sorry, I missed it some part. What's
So,
up?
for example, if I'm buying a domain from expired domain or a closeout, and I see on Web Archive that a company was using that domain maybe this year or last year, and maybe they might forgot to renew it or they dropped it. So, is it a good idea to approach them first before approaching to another potential clients, or what?
Yeah, that's a quick sale. Like, there's a good chance that they will come back
But don't you
with the
think they
how
will
much.
say? But I have tried that, and sometimes they have come like, then that was my domain. I forgot to renew, and now you are asking me for money. It's my domain. How can you ask money for that, right? So I have experienced that thing as well.
See, if you acquire a generic domain, then you
It
can
was a generic domain,
approach anybody in the world, right? And
Correct.
don't go for trademark thing. Don't go for that.
Yeah,
Don't hire companies for this.
But Jay, what he means is it ethically right? Because now
right?
you are
Right.
cashing out on
See,
someone's.
if it is generic domain, right, then what you should do, keep quiet and sit, wait for an incoming, and you can approach others as well, right? And you should always go behind generic names, general names, not specific company name or like.
So what I generally do
Mm-hmm.
is set up email forwarding on such domains
Mm-hmm.
and bring them to a single inbox and see how how much email they were using for this domain.
Okay,
That will give
okay.
you an idea how important that domain is going to be.
Right,
So it
right,
will help in your domain negotiation also.
right.
I have sold few domains like this where I know that how important is if the domain is for their use because their coding or related AWS
Mm-hmm.
accounts are tied up to that and all. Billing
Mm-hmm.
is happening through their domain.
Mm-hmm.
So and then the mails are coming to their mail ID admin or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So and you can use email forwarding, free email forwarding services are there, and you can just forward that emails to a single email box.
But is this legal? Is this legal?
Not legal, but again, I don't want to get into the ethical or morality part of it. But you have to understand, how important the domain is for that guy, for that company.
But I think this is not the right way to check that. That's my opinion.
So,
Utsav, the domain is owned by you and it's legally owned by you.
Right.
Right. What you do with that domain is entirely your decision.
Okay.
The domain, if it's a trademark domain, then I agree it could be a wrong thing to do or something. But you bought a generic domain with the intention could be anything, but that's your property now.
But our intention is that we want to check whether that domain is important for that company or not. Right? That's our intention only, right? That's the only intention we have.
Right. Not the other way around, not to misuse that data or somewhere in some way, right?
So, Soren, can you hear me? Hello? Soren.
Yes, I'm back.
Yeah. Now you can start if you want right away. You can start sharing your screen.
Yeah, sure. So look, my idea is the following to everyone on this meeting today, to quickly give you an overview what the so-called handshake domains are. Not sure if you ever heard about it before, but it's basically, the idea is to create an organization outside, let's call it, of icon control, where you have a decentralized naming and certificate authority rather than a centralized naming and certificate authority like what we know with .com and other domains right now. And I forgot the screen sharing. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay. So everyone who's interested, it's worth, like, if you want to understand it deeper, take a look at handshake.org, and the underlying white paper. It's super interesting. Yes,
Another.org.
Another.org, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So what is super cool, there's this company out of San Francisco called Namebase.io, now in this case, which created a user interface on top of this handshake authority, and in order to explain you what can you do with that, or what does it mean, like one of basically what you can do is you can create your own registry on blockchain. So for one of the domains which I own on blockchain is CloudFest / So what I can do with this is, like, what I did is right now, I won this auction. I will explain it later how it works. But what I did was, hold on, I go to manage. It's not for sale, the domain. And basically what I did here, I don't want to change. Yes, right. I redirected basically the CloudFest blockchain domain to the real domain. Yeah. So if I go now to CloudFest / I made a redirect to cloudfest.com. So what can it help you with? So so you can create your own domains with that. I can create like 2021.cloudfest, 2022.cloudfest, or I want to join.cloudfest. So I'm able, with these blockchain domains to create my own environment, and my own domains, and obviously also my own subdomains following. So the whole process works like this. Am I able? Okay, first I can see, like, it's an auction-based process, so you cannot buy the domains in the first place. You have to bid for that, So let's say I want to dark space the auction it's a Vickery auction. Okay, I don't have much balance available right now. But let's say Alice here, you know, I say, okay, I want to bid on this. It's also high lockup already.
Soren, I'm sorry, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So example, you just saw Alice, for example, there, or
Yes.
dark
Mm-hmm.
space. So if you had, so if you win that Alice or dark space, whatever, do you get any extension dot like Ashwin dot dark space, or just like how
You
dot
get
Cloudfest?
you basically what you get is dot Alice. So they
Wow.
what Handshake is doing is, you know, they exclude things like .com or large company names or like the top Alexa websites, you
So
know,
can
like
I
the top 10.
create my own? Can I create my
Yes.
own like dot Ashwin?
Yes, correct. Let's do that right now. So if it's not on auction yet or taken by anyone, I can create. I can ask that this is getting into an or that an auction starts. So let's do that right now. I put in Ishwin. Sorry, how is your name written?
AI search.
Like this?
No.
Okay.
WIN, win. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a search. Okay. Ishwin is available to bid for.
Okay.
That is interesting, you know. No one bid on it yet. So what I do is Ishwin on your behalf, I bid
No, it's
10.
okay. It was just an
I
example.
bid 10 handshake, you know, which is like one handshake. That is the currency you use for this system, you know, for these decentralized domains. And I mean, you can buy it on most of the cryptocurrency exchanges against Bitcoin or Ether. It's the price is very roughly in dollar. It's like 10 cents is one handshake. So
Got
what
it.
I'm bidding here is $1 more or less.
Works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
even
you can
$1,000 works for Ashwin.
Yes. So
He's rich
okay.
guy.
And now the auction has started, and I think it's running like 7 days or something like this. It's depending on the clock, you know, on which this is ending.
So if nobody wins, if nobody bids more than 10, I get to have a dot Ashwin. Is that what it means?
Not dot Ashwin.
It's Ashwin slash. It's
Ashwin
on
slash.
blockchain. Yes, correct. It's Ashwin.
So-
Dot Ashwin is not the right explanation, but you can
Exactly.
create domains. You can create domains like I am dot Ashwin.
I am dot Ashwin slash.
Yeah. Slash.
A-
Yes.
As these are not controlled by DNS.
So can I go to the browser and just type Ashwin and backslash and just enter? Will it work?
Yes. If you set up the forward, yes. I set it up for CloudFest. I don't find it so quickly, but it's very easy in that list. Yeah. I just want to show you one thing.
CloudFest. I just tried for CloudFest and it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Wow.
Said you did.
This is cool, huh?
Maybe I did something right, to be honest. I have to dig a little closer, but I put in the redirect. Anyway, what is interesting now for domain investors who start with little capital, you know, for me, it's just a thing to start. So basically my whole like amount of money which I play with is 7,500 handshake, which is $750 US dollar. It's not so much. So right now I made last night, I made a lot of bids. So I have a lot of lockup in auctions and not much money to play with. But I give you an idea what kind of domains I own and which I put for sale. Yeah. And all of them, I got like very, very cheap, like 100 handshake, which is equivalent to $10 or something like this, you know.
How much is the yearly renewal for this?
Yeah, I own those, yes. And I'm bidding on so many right now. But you know what? Last week, you know, I always get offers like Remix. Someone is offering me equivalent to $230 or automate equivalent to $300. But this is all stuff which I got for like $1 or $2, you know, like out of nothing, like very recently. And for example, yesterday I sold water ad for 5,000, which I got for like 80 handshake, like $8, you know. So it's not like the big turnaround, you know, but like you know, Drew Rosner and me, we are super big fans of that. So every day I spend like 5 minutes or 10 minutes on Namebase to look for which cool auctions are ending soon, which are opening up soon, you know.
Okay. I can see
just
one
to
thing.
play with.
Can you go up? I can
Yes.
see IDN domain also. Om. IDN. Om.
Yes.
I can see Om. IDN.
Yes.
It's religious symbol of Hindus actually in India.
Yes. Okay, someone is already bidding 1,600 handshake, which is $160.
Is there any yearly renewal cost attached to it?
No. Once you have it, you own it.
You own for forever, right?
Yes, correct. That is super cool, and like the process of setting up domains for sale is so cool, you know. Look, there's a couple of domains which I bidded for, where the, you know, like this, I know, okay, I was the highest bidder. These are the ones which I won, other ones I lost. So once you lose, the cool thing is you get your handshake back. So, you know, I was, so Vitalize, no, this is too far from now. But let's see something I lost, like NWA. Hold on. So it's a Vickery auction, you know. So I bid 210 plus another 135 blind, but someone else bidded 2,100. So next week I get these 346 handshake back in my account from locked to unlocked. So there's so little risk with that, you know. That's why I'm saying this is such a cool instrument for everyone who might not have a big money, you know, to play with. But like here you can learn a lot, you know, buying the right stuff or bidding for the right stuff. It's so much fun on the other side with this bidding process.
Yeah.
And I'm very surprised that the aftermarket platform works so easy. It's seriously, it's like out of my 25, maybe I priced them too cheap, you know, most likely. But for me, it's only trying it out. That I seriously, I sold like 3 domains in the last 6 days for a total of $1,500, where I only invested $300.
Wow.
Yeah. And like seriously, it was like 2 weeks in total, the whole process. So from this perspective, like everyone, you know, who wants to play a little bit, but on the other side also potentially make some money with it, I think this is a very fun alternative right now to work with.
How do you get started with this? You need handshake or you go to Namebase?
Yeah, the cool thing is with Namebase, you can do it very simple. You just sign up at Namebase, and they act as like an front end of the handshake technology. So you sign yourself up and everything, and you can buy and sell handshake through Namebase yourself. You know, where you say like, okay, I spent 0.1 Bitcoin, and for that I get 17,000 handshake. You put in your Bitcoin refund address in case something goes wrong, you know, press next. And when it says, okay, now in the next step, it would say like, okay, now send this 0.1 handshake to us. Yeah, and it's confirmed. Yeah, it's very simple. You only need Namebase IO, but I think it's interesting to understand like handshake works. So if you Google handshake.org, you find some very cool articles. It's super well backed by extremely famous private equity companies. I think it's experimental, but since people understand the digital asset more and more, what is generated here, it's happening. It's happening. But the cool thing is, you can't lose, because if you lose the auction, you get your handshake back. And also if you win the auction, if you have blinds in your auction, if you don't need the blinds, you also get the blinds returned. So they only take the very, very minimum needed um, to charge you. If you bid a 2,000 handshake and the second bidder only had 1,000, they only charge you 1,001 the handshake to win the auction. So it's like when True and me started to work with that like 4 or 5 months ago, we were always like thinking, oh, we have like all these super cool strings now, but we never have less handshake in our account. And this was really until we understood, oh wow, this is like a victory system. Like it takes you very long time, to get rid of your handshakes. So that's the fun part.
But it's just one time purchase, right?
Mhm. It's one time and you own it. That's the cool part too.
Yeah, I love that.
No renewals attached to it, and it can grow. If it grows, then you'll be on win-win side.
Yes, correct. Yes. I mean, it's worth like giving it a chance, and it's fun for now to play with.
Okay, if Soren, another
mm,
question.
mm.
If a domain is already sold out in an auction, and
Yes,
maybe you have that domain, how do I
yes,
know? Like a who is service for this? Is there a who is service for
yes,
this?
yes, there is. Let me go back to sharing. 1 second. Let me just get like one of the domains which, yeah, okay, let's take one of the domains which I own, and let's search it right now. I want to search one of the domains which is up for sale. Hold on. Let's take Wildflower, okay? So if I search it, you see here now, availability, you can buy it now like a bin. Wildflower is for sale by owner. This is because I know it, because I set it up, and I can I can review or I can make an offer, through the interface. But then let's take another domain which is not up for sale. Danside's my girlfriend's family name. Okay, availability, it's claimed.
It's claimed.
Yeah. So, but it's not up for sale, but I can make an offer if I want, if I want it.
Interesting.
So Namebase has it already. It's not perfect, the interface, but for something very new, it's nice enough,
You must have at least 10 HNS to make this offer. Okay.
Yeah. yeah, something like this. Yeah.
So I just tried. I just created an account with this,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm all set to buy some HNS. All thanks to you.
You have to overbid me on Ishwin. You go to Ishwin now and put in 20 handshake, and then you overbid me on this. But even if I win this one, I obviously would always give it to you.
Cool. Yeah, so why should I waste?
And I will not. I mean, if I now see that I'm overbidden on Ishwin, I will not bid on it again. That's what I know. Yeah, but I mean, anyway, super cool instrument, and
verify passport details to verify.
Yes, yeah, some idiot got namescon / before me, yes, overbid me in the process, and now he wants like a very stupid amount of money. I don't know, like equivalent to $10,000 or something. Yeah, but it's fun, it's fun to play with, and you always find something interesting and new in here. what you can register. Yeah.
So, sorry, backslash. There should be landing page, right? There's no landing page as such.
No, you have to set up a redirect. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Okay, let me show it again. One second. I try to show it again. How does it work?
Like I just tried with NamesCon. I tried with, so I would like this page to show up, maybe just like name base, or maybe I can show my own or FT page or anything like that.
Okay, edit DNS.
Okay, I get it. Name servers.
No, sorry, no, sorry. It's here. It's a little bit misleading. Okay, you can set up your DNS settings and everything, but what you can also do is you can set up like a very basic redirect. So I can say now, what is one of the domains you own, Aishwin?
Anything, VMR.com. VMR.
VMR?
No.
Yeah.
VMR. Okay, YOT. Forget it. YOT. YOT, yeah. Wow.
Okay.
So I just
I don't know if it works. Let's see. Yes. Danza.
Backslash.
Yeah. Yep.
No,
it goes to Jordi. It goes to Jordi, my neighbor in Barcelona. Okay.
Yeah.
No, okay.
That's
maybe I made
cool,
something.
Huh?
Yeah. But anyway, I haven't read, to be honest, so much in the use cases. Right now, I was using it more for buying fun stuff, and putting it on marketplace and it's selling automatically. But I'm thinking a little bit with my sale, with my team, how we can use it more in the future. So let's see if we come up with good stuff. But for now, again, it's just a lot of fun to do.
Indeed, it is. I really liked it. Thanks for sharing, Soren.
You bought something, Soren, for 3,000 and you recently sold it for 15,000, I think so.
Yeah. Basically, I invested into free domains, into free handshake domains. A total of 3,000 handshake, which is $300, and I put bin pricing on all of them, like for 5,000 each, which was too low. So, but all of them sold in 5 days.
Nice, congratulations.
Yeah, it's nothing special, For me, it's like trying it out, but I think especially like it could be cool for India, for people who are really eager about it and good, have a linguistic understanding. To use that as an alternative market. I really see it coming. I also know it from True. He's selling, he's mostly collecting right now, but he's also trying bin prices, and we are selling quite significant now on this, even though it's super young.
Nice.
Just something new, Deepak, to think about.
Yeah, definitely. There's always something new to try out.
Okay, I think that's it from my side, guys. What I wanted to show you, which I'm super excited about. Yeah. So please go on with Jay with your thing.
Yeah. Thanks, Soren. Thanks.
Thanks.
So welcome back, Dada.
Welcome.
बड़ी मूछें हो गई हैं अब तो.
ऐसे ही है, क्या करें, कुछ तो हुआ है.
Hi, Harminder, Harmandeep, Kulminder.
Hello, sir.
कुछ बताओ आप भी यार, like anything interesting you did last week.
Last week I sold one domain via outbound.
Okay. Dot
Nothing
com.
interesting. Not .org.
.org. क्या बात I mean, like, can you tell us about that domain, or like it's under DNA? Oh, NDA.
No, it is not under NDA. I can share the name. It's the name is planto.org.
अच्छा, Planto.
Yeah,
Planto, PLNNTO, planto.org. Okay.
yeah.
For how much did you sell for?
$1,500.
Nice.
And I bought that domain 2 months before, and
Okay.
I think $16 or $15, I think. And
Any other .org sales you have so far? I mean, apart from this one?
yes, I sold many names, but
Okay.
this one I shared with you, and
Okay.
maybe I will get more.
Okay. Not an issue. So, any other stories, guys, about any names? .net, .org, .in, .com.
I have a
I
question,
current,
Harman sir. Harman sir, this domain, did you sell it to the .com owner or what?
You can, yeah, the .com owner.
Okay,
It's
all
not
right.
like planto.com, but maybe the rtplanto.com, I think. You can like put that domain in like browser, it redirects to
It's
that website.
planto.org, right? Not double O.
Yeah. No, no.
It
अश्विन
takes me to the
अश्विन कर चुका
Shopify
है
page.
अरे तो अश्विन चेक कर चुका है
Yeah.
Ashwin is always on keyboard. I have
Right.
seen that. I mean, never change. हमेशा वो कीवर्ड पे कोई डोमेन आए फट से.
अरे नहीं, वो साथ साथ में मैं देख रहा हूँ तो ज्यादा इजीली समझता भी है.
एक्चुअली हमारे वेबिनार्स में डोमेन का हिंट लेने के लिए आता है.
क्या
कुछ
क्या
नहीं.
करने
तो दादा, टेल योर स्टोरी अबाउट हुकू हुकू हुकू.
कुछ नहीं भेज दिया तो आई हैड अ ऑफर फ्रॉम अनदर बिग ब्रोकर फॉर 20 so that didn't move and then I approached James and then negotiations happened. I was stuck at 30, he was stuck at 24. Finally 27 we had a deal.
Okay. Great.
Wow.
But there are certain more parameters which I can't or won't disclose, because of which the price was decent. Otherwise CV doesn't go that high.
Yeah, so I thought when you said you will share the story, I thought about that only, that you'll tell what exactly was the reason for that.
तुम्हें बड़ी खलबली मची है.
अरे मैंने सीवी में इन्वेस्ट किया है ना, इसलिए अब थोड़ा सा
मैं
लग रहा है.
इसीलिए तो नहीं बता रहा. बताने के अलग पैसे लगते हैं. कल 5,000 भेजो, मैं स्टोरी लिख के भेज देता हूँ.
क्या यार, आप मुझसे कुछ भी पूछ लो, मैं बता देता हूँ, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
Seriously, see what happens is, so this domain, see how luck plays a very big factor in the domaining. This domain, I had a deal with another domainier in NamesCon. Okay, and we had a deal fixed at 50,000. And $50,000. And then once I came back, somehow the other domainier did not held his side of the bargain, because the parking figures which I had quoted him, and after a month it came down by a certain bit, and then it finally did not sell, and that was the thing. But at the same time, other offers were coming in. So now what happens is that there is a optimum turnaround time. Now I have an opportunity in hand wherein I can invest this money and double my money in the next 6 months. So that is the reason that what I could have easily maybe waited for more, and I could have sold it for 50 or 60,000 also to end user. But I can make that same kind of money, taking that money today, investing, and doubling it in 6 months. So that is the opportunity cost which matters, and which sometimes you have to take a call. You cannot be too attached with your domain names, भगवान और देगा is kind of concept. ये दिया है, ये बेचेंगे कुछ और देगा. So never be too emotional, never be too attached to any of your assets. If it is a good time and if you have another opportunity, sell and reinvest. So I sold, and James immediately, I think within an hour, resold it to somebody else also for a
Is
profit.
it is it James Booth you're talking about?
Yeah, I sold it to
Yeah,
James Soren. And
yeah.
James sold it to a guy whom I have known for 15 years. You also know him, Oliver.
The Gibraltar connection. You know what is
Oh
so
yeah,
funny? You know, like Andy Booth, he's literally living 400 meters away from me now.
really?
Yes.
Wow. So the the
Yes.
the, the fact is that what happened, you'll find it really surprising, is that the transaction started at escrow, and then bodies removed the domain name from my account, and then immediately I get a mail from James Tuplin. I have known James for almost 10 years now. He says that the buyer wants to contact you. So I thought James is already in touch with me. Why does he want to contact? And then I came to know James has already flipped. And then immediately Oliver contacts me and tells me that, okay, send me the authorization code. So then I wrote back to James Suplin that this is Oliver. Oliver I have known for almost 15 years. And then Oliver told me, okay, how much he bought for. And then I told him how much James bought it from me. And we all had a good laugh. See, this is the beauty of this domain business, is that the if you are transparent among friends, then you can really deal. I could have really held it. Okay, you had it, you made this much of profit, but it's not my headache to look at how much James made. It's his caliber, that he flipped it and he made a chunk of money. I should be happy with what I made, and we all had a good laugh over it. And I think it was the fastest deal we closed in 2.5 hours from the moment we had a deal to the time they funded the transaction, to the time the domain got transferred, to the time escrow closed the transaction, all in a matter of 2.5 hours.
I think, also, but I realized more and more, since Andy is becoming good friend, that we just now live next door to each other, and I hear more
Right.
and more stories from the past. It's like, what I understand, there needs to be this two type of people, in the chain, who the
Yeah.
one, who's let's take Andy Booth example with Zoom.com. He was the
Yeah.
guy who bought Zoom.com, out of a
Exactly.
shady Chinese consortium. He needed to spend a lot of money with lawyers to clean it up, and
Yeah,
then he
and he
passed
sold
it
it
to,
to Andrew.
and he sold it to Andrew, and
Yeah.
for a good amount, to be fair,
Yeah.
but Andrew made the money selling it for 8 million to Zoom, so
Andrew sold it for 8 million or 2 million.
no, sorry, you're right. I mixed it up. I'm very sorry. I mixed it up. You're right. It was 2 million. Yes,
Yes. And
2 or 3.
yeah.
Yes. But still, it's
Yeah.
like from someone who buys it very shitty for 60, 70,000 from China, needs to spend hundred thousands of lawyers, sells it for, I don't know, 500,000 or whatever. And the other guy makes the money. It sounds unfair, but to be honest, I think what I understand more and more is like this is the chain in the domain industry. If you are
You
not able to sell, you make good money for wholesale. Or I don't know, there's a domain you sell for 50,000, and this is what you can do. But there's this one guy who can make a $300,000 sale out of it to an end customer. You have to accept it. I think this is what I understand more and more in this industry.
in my story, Andrew is also there. So I sent the domain first to Andrew, and he wouldn't budge for more than 20. And he said this is not worth more and this and that. And I gave him 24 hours, and he wouldn't reply. And then I sent it to James. James decided it in half an hour, and he flipped it. So sometimes being overcautious is also not good. So Andrew Rosner is also part of this story also.
Makes sense, but I mean, the good thing is, like you said, like if it's a good bank,
Yeah.
you will make it anyway, right? And if you can't do it yourself, there will always be someone who can do it better for
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
Exactly. Move
Mm,
on. There's
mm.
nothing to feel bad about it. You made your money. What the other guy made It's none of your headache. If you made good enough money for what you wanted, invest and look for the next big opportunity. See, look at the other opportunity. James bought picture.com for 110. Okay. And then he had that UDRP. And then he flipped it for 225 to Brent Oxley. Now we all know picture.com is at least $1 million domain name. So either he could have waited for the next 10 years to get $1 million, or he could have just doubled his money and then move on to the next big opportunity. And then in the next 10 years, maybe multiply the money 10 times. You never know. And with these two brothers and their mother doing all the back end, and these two brothers, oh man, they are killing the industry. They are grabbing every keyword possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And like serving the channel. I mean, like Kate Buckley has 2-3 people who can serve with a channel. Slava has 2-3 people who can help serve with a channel. You know, so yeah. It's also with corporations, you know, like which are more and more. Yeah.
So this industry, I feel there are so many opportunities. People say opportunity is not there. If you're fast enough, if you think fast, and if you have the connections, you really can make money out of thin air just even by trading.
By the way, I have one question to you guys before we bore everyone here. Out of NamesCon auction and the Indian community, you know, and crew, which were always in Vegas or now in Austin, like any of the domains the Indian club board got sold in the meantime, which we can talk about.
I think Ramani, you remember Deepak Ramani bought activefit.com for $50,000. He's had a couple of good offers, but he's still not sold. He's looking for high six figures, but he's had much more offers than what he paid for.
Okay, so any other official stories or nothing at this point? It's too early.
I think it's too early.
Okay. Okay, thanks, guys. I mean, I leave it up to you. I didn't want to really crush your party too much. Now I'm talking all the time again. Sorry. Okay, I mean, I will listen a little bit, but I have to take care also of my kids, so I'm going on mute, guys. Talk later. Good to see everyone. Yeah?
See you,
Bye-bye.
Bye, sorry.
Take care.
So,
Achha, Deepak ji, I acquired this domain. It's a 4-letter.com. And I think I can share it with everyone. It's lill.com.
LILL.
Lil. And the play of the logo will look very good. You know, like think of 4 stumps, LILL. The stump of I would be small, and the other 2 LL would be long. I don't know.
It gives me a wrong image in my head. I don't want.
You hota to lul hota.
Lul. So this is Lil.
I think I saw this one in recent Sido sale, right? You got it from Sido?
Yeah, I won the Sido auction. Yes.
Yes.
LILL. Not bad.
कितने तक लेना चाहिए था?
Lil boy, Lil girl.
What's a good price to buy that one?
कल सेल्स रिपोर्ट देख के बता दूंगा कितने में लिया तुमने.
बिना देखे बताना ही तो स्किल है.
$700 or something, I think.
$700.
Right?
No, I paid more. So, but what is a good price to pay? Like कहाँ तक highest जा सकते थे?
No, I think you paid between 700 and 1000, not more than 1000, because the highest was 1300, and that was ZEHE.
I paid much more.
No,
someone was fighting hard with me.
No, the highest was what, 2500 something. Abhijit, Zay was how much?
JAY 20,000. JEY na 20,000.
No.
JEY.
ZEHE.
Yes.
This was the auction at Sido for that 4-letter.com auctions, 250 names.
That's 3,800 euro. 3,800 euro.
That was ZEHE. So,
Yes, sir.
Ashwin, you must have paid what, 1,500 for this?
No,
More than that.
close to that.
More than that.
I paid
3,800.
more than that.
हाँ वो पता
1700.
चलेगा. Domain gang made a report of it, so all the
Yes,
sales
yes, sir.
price are there.
No,
Yes,
I
yes,
think
sir.
it's available on name bio, no? No,
Yes,
not
yes,
available.
yes. Yes, yes. I think I have
I
seen
paid,
in
I paid
3,800, no?
$3,808.
How much?
3,808. 3,808.
3,808. But still, it's a good one. 3Ls, I think it's a good one.
Yeah, right.
I like.
And I
But
started bidding. I started the fight with $1,000, and
I
I
don't
won.
pay that much. I'm a poor guy. I don't go beyond 500. I can't afford anything more than that.
Me too. But
Oh, really?
this time I just loved that name so much that I was like, I'll take it home.
क्यों? तुमने वो प्लांट्स वाला भी तो डोमेन खरीदा था 7,500 में.
Plant shop, no?
Plant
Plant
shop.
shop.
हाँ.
हाँ.
8,500 का लिया हुआ है ना.
हाँ.
हाँ.
So
Can I
you are
ask you
paying big price.
something? Can you appraise the domain for me?
Yeah, sure.
You know, the thing is, I have to give you some context. I registered a lot of domains around Sanskrit words in yoga. So the problem is, like on name bio or anything, you don't have comparable sales, you know?
Yeah.
So there's no comparison for this stuff. So what do you think about something like a two-word domain like vinyasateacher.com?
So
What was
I
the
would
name
say
again?
vinyasateacher.com. So that it's more towards the yoga side of things. So either somebody who teaches yoga in one of the yoga studios in US, so he might pay $1,500 or at most 2,000. And if you're selling it to Indian buyer, maybe 1,000 max.
And what about okay, this is the .co, but it's a generic Sanskrit, ashtanga.co.
Ashtanga yoga, yeah, that's valuable. I think again I would put the value between 2,500 to 3,500.
For
Ashtanga is a Ashtanga is a
ashtanga.co.
school of Ashtanga.co. It's a school of yoga. They are different yogas. So Ashtanga yoga, and then there's one more. Uh, the original one, Krishnagiri yoga, Ashtanga yoga, and there's one more. Three types of yoga.
Yeah,
So I would put
yeah,
it
I have,
between.
yeah. No, I have some more, ashtanga, asunara, or Shivamukti. I have all these
No,
words,
those
you know.
those are the primary ones. Are Ashtanga is there, Iyengar yoga is there, and there's one
Yeah.
more yoga. So these are the three primary schools of yoga.
So you would say if it's like a strong keyword, two-letter or two-word domain, it's like $1,000, $2,000.
Yeah, to a end user who I think to a yoga school in US, in Indian yoga, I don't think they'll cross more than 1,000, because typically now Indian users are paying big money. I'll tell you, last week there was this Indian company which disclosed that they had bought Zee
Yes, yes.
Z.com. It's one of the biggest media houses, and they bought it for 700,000, almost near about that, because the asking price was 700,000 for an Indian company paying 5 crores. 700,000 for a three-letter.com was unheard of.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so things are changing.
Okay, thank you. But in any way, you say like Sanskrit words are kind of
Very tough to sell. Very tough to sell.
yes. Okay, I see. Thank you.
Thanks. So Ashwin, I think so you overpaid for LILL. You are on mute, Ashwin. You are on mute.
Yeah, is it clear? Yeah. So a lot of last names in Europe has this Lil name, last names, and there are some companies also with this name on, but they are all small startups, small names.
नहीं, अनकॉमन लास्ट नेम डजंट मैटर एक्चुअली. अगर स्मिथ होता, वॉल्टर होता तो लाइक.
See, I just thought if someone is looking to get a very creative logo and a creative
No, no,
brand.
apart from logo, what did you think? I mean, apart from logo, you must have researched well before buying this one.
See, to give you example, Ashwin, it goes this way. I have a three-letter.com,
Uh-huh.
ehh.com. If I let it
.com.
expire,
Mhm.
okay, it will easily sell anything from 60 to $75,000 on drop catch or GoDaddy. Okay. But if I can guarantee you it will not go for less than 50, 60 minimum, can go up to as high as 75. But if I try to sell somebody, for me to sell, I won't be able to raise it more than 40, 45 to a reseller. Okay. So that's the point, that although things might have a perceived value, to extract that optimum price is like aligning all the planets together in one line.
Hmm. I just see it as a very brandable name, something like Square Help or any site. There's a good chance it can sell for good mid five figures, is what
Yeah,
I was thinking.
it can. It can. Like
And
Andrew Rosner just bought rrr.com.
Wow, three times R.
Yeah.
and you're fighting with one guy or two guy, Ashwin?
I think there were two people. Two.
There were two people. There were
Yeah.
two people till you won this match. Okay,
I
you.
was like, I'm taking this domain home. Now the question is, what is the price I'll pay?
So
So,
you wanted to win, I think.
so I started with 800 or 900 or
Ha,
something.
ha, ha, ha.
And it really went really off, like 3,800 or so.
And when you put that 700-800 figure in the machine, what did you think that time? For how much do you want it?
1,500, 15, 1,600, maximum 2,000.
Okay, you thought of paying maximum 2,000 on a harder side, maximum 2,000, and you paid, I think, double the amount. I mean, you thought that time, right? ठीक है.
Yeah.
कभी कभी जीतने के लिए काफी कुछ करना पड़ता है.
No, I was like, it's a very safe and a very good investment. That's
Yeah,
where I was.
yeah, safe. Yeah, for 3,800, yeah, 200, it is safe. It is safe. See, मैंने अभी नहीं कहा कि like I can pay 500 premium to this domain. You know.
I know,
So
yeah.
your
And
earlier ones were
other
good.
than this, I was building. I'm right now building a lot of four-letter CVCV domains, like portfolio.
Right, right.
So I was anyway looking for any good names that are easily brandable or pronounceable or names like that.
Right, right, right.
Ashwin sir, how many four letter do you own right now? Not
About
CVCV, total. I mean, just.
I need to see exact how many I have CVCVs, but if you see four-letter, I have 100 plus. But CVCV should not
All
be
are
more than.
all are Western Premium.
No. Like no, not all of them are Western Premium. Many are good qualities, but if you say CVCV, they are very less, like under 20.
So under 20, very
Between
less.
15 and 18.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like see, he has much more clearer idea.
17 and a half.
Ashwin is minting money. He's making sales in and out every day.
No, it's not happening that much these days. I'm changing my business strategy altogether. Instead
Why?
of instead of working on outbound sales, I'm focusing more on, like, um, trying to buy domains like Didi, buying high quality domains and just holding on to them, and waiting for the right end user to come to me, things like that. So I'm
I
just
think
changing my strategy altogether.
that's how you extract maximum possible value, but it's a pain game.
Yeah, but then you make so much more than you would if you do it on outbound.
Yeah, see, I'll give you example. Again, I love to give examples. I bought a domain name Life Grows Green. there was only one end user. It was a CBD shop. Okay. And they were on lifegrowsgreen.inc. So I took a risk and I bought the name for $59. And they approached me in less than a week and they acquired it for 3,500. So
Wow.
straight away from $59 to 3,500. But the risk was, when do they approach me? Because I knew they will approach. But in a week, because they missed, the name dropped, and they were the only end user.
Mm,
So had I approached them, they wouldn't have paid me more than 800, 900, or maximum 1,000.
mm, mm.
The thing is demand and supply. Who's more desperate? Who blinks first?
True. I
That's the
agree.
game. It's like
Hey,
when you
but
go.
Ashwin, that is pretty impressive. I mean, I have to say, and this story, what also Deepak also started with right now, is like when I interview like people, you know, who speak at NamesCon and so on. When you ask about the humble beginnings, it was always the same story, you know, with most of them at least. You know, it's like the outbound, and at one point you were big enough, you know, to afford the right domains to change your strategy to go inbound. And I think you are at this life point right now, Ashwin, where you exactly make the switch.
So basically, Soren, I was trying to do that seesaw. I had a
Mm.
lot of three-letter.coms, and I've sold them a lot of them. I've bought and sold over 20 three-letter.coms. And so I was doing two business together. One was waiting for inbound for premium domains, and other was doing outbound for hundreds or close out or under $100 domains. But then I was like, in the last 2 years, I just built, I just focused on buying more quality domains. Like example, last year and this year, I spent a lot of money buying domains, and I was just focusing on building a good quality domain portfolio so that I can just try to, be on one side and still make, because if I'm more quality portfolio domains in my like portfolio, there's a good chance I can constantly sell more domains every month.
Yeah, true.
So yeah. So these days, like last 20 days ago, I bought yaja.com. YAJA.
Mm. Very good. Yeah. Mm.
Yaja. It's
Yeah.
again a CVCV pronounceable with double
Mm.
A's.
Mm.
Never put all your eggs in one basket, Ashwin.
Yeah, I know. So I just don't know. Maybe I see a lot of potential in four-letter CVCVs somehow. I don't know. So just building that and oneword.coms and all.
Ashwin, what you're saying, it makes totally sense. It's a very good niche, you know, to go strong in. Totally makes sense what you're saying.
I'm buying another niche, which is going to be
Which,
the next big thing.
yeah.
Which is that?
If I tell you, I have to kill you. But it's a good niche and it's still highly undervalued. Yeah, so I've started to mine that, and hopefully once I'm done, it'll be a sizable portfolio.
Wow. So how many domains you bought in that niche?
I think I have already bought 5 or 6, been costing me a lot of money, and
So
I
like
plan to buy at least 20, 25 more.
from reseller.
Now, end users, people who
Okay.
have no use for their domain names, direct end user reach. It's a tough game. You've done that, so you know how tough that game is to play. Especially with now with GDPR, to find out and then approach them and uh, to grab it out of their hands, because even if they have
But
it,
why is it not a good game anymore? You know, so for
see,
example, I can give you a real life example, um, like the company which I started, you know, which was becoming a conglomerate of different companies. So we had different domain assets, and now the assets got sold into different areas and so on. And all of a sudden you find like all these cool domains. Like one was what we found was like x2.com,
Right.
which is completely unused. So why do you think like that everyone is searching the domain assets which are unused among enterprises is not a good business?
Because anything which is even slightly value has already been approached by so many guys that anybody and everybody, even a .org owner, has started thinking that their domains are worth 100,000. So even if you are a reseller, they are trying if you're trying to buy a domain name for a reasonable valuation, I won't say too much of undervalued, but a reasonable valuation. Let's say a domain org, which you can easily sell for 20 or 25. I think as a reseller, you wouldn't be comfortable paying more than anything from 4 to 5 thousand, or at best case $6,000. You wouldn't pay more than that because you have to have upside. But even for those kind of domain names, end use the guy who has the domain name is already asking for six figures, which he will never himself get in his life.
Yeah, it depends how they need to get it out of the books,
Yeah,
So,
yeah, true.
it's the right situation. Yeah, but you can't make it a business. I was
Yeah,
thinking, like, can you make it a business, to go after it? But it's too complicated, I think. It's
it's too
too.
complicated. The game
Mm.
will only work if you can get a sizable chunk of portfolio in a shot at a reasonable valuation. Then you can break it into pieces and sell.
Okay.
So that's
Okay, it
that's where
makes
you get
sense.
a lot of hidden niches, Soren, I've seen
Mm.
this. So let's say there's a portfolio of 100 names and you identify a few gems, but without identifying those gems, if you buy the entire bulk and then you sift out the gems which you want, I think that gives you a better valuation rather than trying to pinpoint. Because once you start pinpointing that I want this and this, then the selling party also knows the value. But if you buy the entire lot and then you sift it at your end, you end up getting the names cheaper.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks.
Hey, I can tell you a story if you like, if you want.
Yeah.
Um, I think brokered is the wrong word because I don't broker anything, but I help people to make a deal between seller and buyer this year. So I brokered 1 million this year.
Wow. Really?
Yes,
1 million?
out of nothing. But it was
No.
purely like super luck. Like on one side, it was like the buyer, who's the best friend of my brother with a business in the field where he needed that domain, that super generic domain.
Okay. Okay.
So and I knew who the seller was, from the industry. And there was already like over like 10 years of discussions between the two of them, but it never materialized because like no one was bridging the gap.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did it. It was 500,000 6-digit deal.
Wow. Half a
Yes.
million.
Yeah. Almost.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. So I had I think I posted it. No, I don't think so. I had an offer of half a million on co-founder, but the guy wanted to pay in 4 years in installments, and I declined.
Okay.
I shared in the Domaining India group also. So
Mm.
sometimes for the bigger money, I think you have to just leave the smaller money.
Yes, and yeah, or wait,
Yeah.
for the right
Yeah.
moment. It was
But
very
you should
clear
not.
for that. It was the right moment, to sell it for that price they finally agreed on. That they had some kind of mediator between it to fix it.
True.
But it would have not been possible 5 years before.
True. True. And 4 years is a long time. You never know how they are going to use a domain name and whether they destroy the value of a domain name or get it blacklisted, and then it's done and dusted.
Totally. Okay. Fuck, I'm talking so much. I'm sorry, guys. I'll leave you more airtime.
Ashwin, you were saying something.
Yeah, you should not get very emotional with the domains, right? With your domains.
Yeah, some people have really ugly children, but what to do? You've got to grow them.
Yeah. You should just like, flip it and just make like it's a good offer, no? Like just saying.
But 4 years, who's going to wait for 4 years?
Solid income per month. No? Okay.
No,
Not
doesn't work. Not doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
Sometimes to get to the million, you have to leave the half a million.
I agree.
So did you say that Huku was actually that I mean you bought it from package, right?
Yes, it was part of the 45 domains I bought,
Yes.
in which included Mischief, Majesty, Parasite, Huku,
Suyu.
Suyu. Yeah, it was part
Is
of that
that
package.
where the amounts open? Like, is it open? I don't know. Like, did you share the price for how much you bought that
What?
portfolio?
No,
No. Okay. I just thought if you
and
did share.
and no, no,
No.
it'll never come out
Okay.
because a lot of people are going to have a lot of heart attacks if that price comes out.
Oh my God.
I think it was 7 figure, right?
I already had that heart attack actually, like I think in 2018.
Oh my God.
I think about to get that,
I
but
forget after I
my
paid.
my let's see actually till now it's been 2 3 years I guess. Lift loud sealed.
So, how many domains from that portfolio sold?
I have sold two up till now, Huku.com and Zindagi.in.
Did you recover?
No, no,
Uh, I
No.
forgot. I forgot.
no. Only I
Okay.
think Jindagi.in was sold for 7,000, right, sir?
5,000.
6,500.
Acha,
6,500. That much of memory is not good, Avijit, for you. Yeah, but that portfolio, that price is under NDA. So, yeah, the parties will not disclose. That portfolio also had a few other domains which I missed, which I now regret missing because there were especially two more names in that portfolio which I couldn't afford. But in hindsight, had I bought them, one of that domains which I missed,
okay,
what I would have
okay.
paid, it sold for 100x
Uh-huh.
already.
Oh.
So yeah, you win some, you lose some. Those two names were with a high asking price. Actually, five names. Two were generic one word dot coms and three were three letter dot coms.
Mhm.
Wow. Nice.
So you win some, you lose some. It's perfectly fine. Move on to the next deal. रितेश भी तो दबा के बेच रहा है आजकल.
But Ritesh is like mum all the time. I mean, he never reveals his sales actually.
Yeah.
Because I'm not
He
selling anything.
But then, how do you manage to Vegas every year and then?
exactly how did he manage to do that?
And for what purpose you go then? I mean, if you
After
are
party.
not making money out of domaining.
Only for after party, not for the conference.
He wants a party. Biggest party animal in the world. Same like you.
Yes. No, actually, I was getting few offers. Last week I got few offers, but I don't know why my client run away.
So, like, I think we are over now. Like, if anybody wants to tell anything, like, we have couple of minutes to
So
finish
this is Aman
today's
here.
session. Yeah, Aman. Yeah.
Yes, I would like to get a domain appraised, that is socialmediasummit.com.
Socialmediasummit.com. हाँ जी दादा.
क्या? What's the question? I couldn't hear.
Socialmediasummit.com appraisal.
किसको चाहिए?
अमन टिब्बरवाल ले चुका होगा आपसे पहले, वो बात अलग है. अब he wants publicly actually.
It's actually a good name, but tough to sell unless and until he gets the right end user. And I would put it again between uh, 2,500, 3,500 max.
I
Because
think it's an outbound name. You need to do outbound.
And how
the
about reseller price?
the conference companies are very stingy. They if unless and until it's a big one, they don't pay good money.
I can give you my feedback from a stinky event company. We would not pay money until we totally know that this is the right company name we want to have. So our company name in the past was World Hosting Days, and we really thought we want our new name should be CloudFest. So we were 100% sure about it, to name it CloudFest. And in order to get that domain, we were then able to put a premium or like a fair premium price on it. We bought it 5-digit, but low 5-digit, but fair, for the investor who was actually working at a hosting company. So that was very interesting. So basically it's like Deepak said, until a company is not willing to put their company name on it, like exactly the same wording as the domain, to be honest, is not worth much. I would let it sitting around for a while, for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, but not expect anything coming in unless someone is super convinced that this is how the event should be named.
True.
Thank you.
So I have one question. I actually bought a name .org last year. I acquired for $170. The name is insuranceclaim.org. So the name actually the .net was sold recently for 9,000 something. Before that, I got a 500 offer actually. Before the .net sales, I got a 500 offer, and I counted I think 9,000 something, but they did not reply. Did not reply. So after 1 or 2 weeks, I saw that .net was sold for 9,000 something. So do you think that insuranceclaim.org has any value? Like, and I just noticed that he also put for sale the domain was for sale, the insuranceclaim.net actually. So
Okay, that was okay.
any of you think that it was 5-figure name or low 5-figure? I actually want to know actually.
It's a good keyword domain, I must say. Insurance claim.
If .net is sold for 9,000, they will definitely come for the .org and pay probably more. Just need to hold out.
But .net is for sale right now, so that's why I was asking actually.
No, you said no, it's sold for 9,000 or something.
Now that name was, I checked, that was has a landing page. Did not have any
Again, that name is for sale. For how much price? Make an offer or any bid?
Make an offer.
No problem. You can wait for like couple of more years. What's harm in it?
I mean, the keyword is good, right?
Keyword is good.
It's
Yeah.
it's a high CPC keyword.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. High CPC
Sir,
keyword.
is a geoplusinsurance.org is a good investment? Geoplusinsurance.org. As in any state name plus insurance.org.
Who is
Depends on
speaking?
the
Utsav this like.
Utsav, yeah.
So any
Depends on
like
the exactly, I think CPC. I mean, or searches and all?
Sorry.
It depends on searches. Yeah, I mean CPC and all actually.
It's a good one, but it all depends on the city. Which city is it?
Yeah.
Like I just
Exactly.
Google Dallas
That's what.
Insurance, and DallasInsurance.org is a good name
Hmm.
to buy. Example. But if you Google for if you search for a very small city with a less population, then it might not be a good fit. What do you think of personalcomputer.com?
Too generic.
Too generic.
You own it. Yeah,
Yeah,
you own it.
yeah,
But
that's
it's
right.
too generic. Sometimes having a too much of a generic name is also a problem.
Like PC gaming and something. I was thinking.
Might be.
And
Try
poised.
sell,
And
try selling it to Dell.
Personal computer is also outdated term. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
not. Yeah, I think that is the most important. It will decrease in value over time.
Ashwin
The
sir,
term
was it
itself.
Ashwin sir, was it a 5-figure purchase or lower?
I
lower,
paid
lower.
$500. Paid $500. And I think it was a good price, no?
Yes,
Considering.
definitely.
500 is a good price.
So one more question I have. Like I recently saw that James Booth was publishing his names in brand bucket. Actually, he published j.com, he published rat.com. So have you any of you have recently published in Squad Help or brand bucket? Are you any of you using or something? Did you, sir?
No, no.
I got names approved.
Okay,
I have a few in Squad.
you have few, no?
So my
Around
approval
10.
rate is 100. Feel that if once you publish there, your names get blocked. So
Exactly.
although the names are approved, I haven't taken the last step of publishing them.
I mean, what kind of blocked? I mean, are you saying, sir? I mean,
So they, I think, have that if it is Squad Help premium name or something like that, you cannot list it on Afternic. You cannot list it on other sales platforms.
No, basically, you need to change the name server to Squad Help, and you cannot.
Okay. So, guys, now we can wrap up
Just sir,
today's session.
sorry
Uh-huh.
to interrupt you. Actually, my phone got switched off, so I missed your answer. So
You
if you can
can
repeat that.
you can check out recordings.
All right. Okay.
And last tak dekhna. So like if you have any question in your mind, you can always email at hello@urbanskill.com.
Right, sir.
So thank you all for joining us today, and thank you Soren, Dada, Ashwin, and all to for sharing your experience and stories. And hukku hukku karta hai, right?
ladies are left, I think.
So see you guys
No, I'm
again.
here only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care. Good night, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Good night, sir. Good night.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Good night all.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Ashwin, bye bye.
Bye. Good night.
Thank
Bye
you
bye
so
all.
much, sir. Bye bye. Good.
देखते हैं लास्ट में कौन जाता है.
Hey, thanks, guys. Bye bye. See you. Bye bye.
Okay,
Bye
I'm
bye.
leaving
Thank
too.
you. Thank you, Soren. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you, Harmandeep. Good night. Bye bye Shubham. Aman Abhishek, bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye
Abhishek
Jessica.
Jha, bye bye.
Bye sir.
देखते हैं लास्ट में कौन जाता है.
I just have one question. Just one.
Shubham,
I
you have any question?
yeah. I just have
Please,
one.
please, mail.
Acha, okay, sure.
We have out of time, running out of time, so you can
Acha.
mail us या you can message us also. Group में पूछ लो, बहुत आंसर मिल जाएंगे.
Okay.
Right. Bye. Good night.
Okay, good night.
Bye sir.
Bye bye. So Abhishek is left. Divya, are you there? Okay. Okay, ठीक है. Like, bye bye. Good night.